got one.
There you go. I got it.
You got doodles on it.
All red chair.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bristol Township Council meeting, December 21st, 2023. Starting time is 7 o'clock. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Moment of silence for all our personnel overseas here, our men and women in blue, emergency responders, and also for our military personnel who never came back. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
President Bowen.
Here.
Vice President Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Antonello.
Here.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Ms. Dunlap.
Here.
Mr. Glassen.
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Merry Christmas.
Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Next on the agenda is presentations and public hearings, ordinances, and the next one is public hearing and presentation of proposed 2024 Township budget.
Real quick, President Bowen, before we get to executive session. Yes, prior to today's meeting, Bristol Township Council met in executive session where issues of township personnel and township real estate were discussed.
Thank you for directing me on the agenda there. Thank you.
Yep.
Councilwoman John Monahan.
Yeah, it's a little. What's that?
You got Councilwoman John Monahan. Councilwoman John Monahan.
Oh, we all.
It's all right.
Hi, John.
My bad. Sorry about that. Well, we all know who's on the board. Thank you. We're just going to glance over that. There we go. So we started with the budget proposals, as they do every year. Very quickly, they come in. Our finance officer sends out the requests to the department heads. They come back. We distributed the proposed budget to council on November 3rd. We had our first reading last meeting on November 9th. We have a presentation tonight, and if all goes well, it'll be adopted. So the highlights for 2024. No real estate tax increases. Yes. The real estate tax millage was decreased in 2012 and in 15, and then has not been increased since for over 10 years. There's no fund balance being proposed as revenue, so it's a balanced budget. Tonight, after this hearing, we'll have a hearing of the elimination of the per capita tax ordinance. The proposed budget is just reflects a 2% increase over all funds over last year's adopted budget. And we're still doing all the great things that we do. Our blight removal, we'll have construction of a new senior center, renovation of a new Parks and Recreation building, which is the old Inspire building will be now a Parks and Rec building. We're going to have a career fire station, a career department fire station. We're going to renovate the blue building on Schumacher Drive, which will be dedicated as Martha Miller Resource Community Center. We have many parks maintenance and upgrades. We have our stormwater and sanitary sewer infrastructure repairs and upgrades, and continuation of our milling and paving and our curb replacement program. This just shows the distribution of the millage. Bristol Township receives the least out of the school district and the county. And showing the history of the millage, again, has stayed the same since about 2011. It was decreased a little bit in 2012 and 2015. This will show when you have your real estate assessment, your real estate tax, your refuse, your streetlight assessment, the average homeowner is paying $830 a year That's over the last 10 years. It's only increased by $15, less than 2%. And for $69.21 a month, we provide all of our township services, which would be police, fire, public works, finance, park and recreation, administration, community development, building and planning, code enforcement, refuse, recycling, yard waste, bulk collection, and our streetlight maintenance. $69.21. So going over and just comparing the 2024 budget to last year's adopted budget, as stated earlier, it's only a 2% increase. Diving deeper into the general fund, the total revenue of the general fund proposed with balanced budget of expenditures will be $28 million, and the reflected budget is just cost of living increase. The 22% increase from the previous year for the state aid and the federal grants, that's our $2 million that we're using. This is our second year or last year for revenue replacement from the ARPA money, the American Rescue Act funds money. And interfund transfers, we will be reducing our interfund transfers. There's no need for that anymore to bring over funding from either from the general fund to, let's say, the refuse, or for the sewer fund, or for the debt service. They're all each managed on their own. And with the economy, what we see is our development is still incoming, but the developments are coming in, and residential is continuing to peak. We know we have a bunch of the complexes in the old school districts going to be building for next year, but we conservatively budgeted for permit revenue. Mainly, the expenditures are staying the same as well. It's, again, just a 2% decrease. The police is actually, you don't really see this much, but the police out of the general fund is actually decreasing their line items by 3%. That is mainly because increased staff were reducing overtime. And so just quick highlights of the different funds. So we're going to be replacing 7 vehicles, and we're replacing 4 vehicles for the police, 2, one in building planning, 1 in the manager's office, and 2 new F-350 trucks for public works. As we said, we're going to be renovating the senior center for the fire station and building a new senior center. We're continuing on with the glass and grants for the fire companies. We're replacing our firefighter gear for our career firefighters. A lot of IT work is going on for replacements, computer replacements, security upgrades, and we have purchased drone equipment, and we have a 5-year contract for our new police body cameras and in-car cameras. We are replacing rooftop HVACs and lawn. We have budgeted for lawn restoration over in the municipal park. Since it gets used so much, we need to start thinking about doing it in pieces. So we have $10,000 budgeted every year to do certain areas. Public Works, we're replacing a sidearm tractor, mower, and additional equipment with, and then also garage improvements. And we'll be doing our so when we did the park plan, and we have a lot of upgrades that are needed to all the parks. The first thing that we're doing is replacing or installing ADA and softball installation at all the parks with playgrounds. And we're very fortunate that we have Public Works staff that's capable to do all that, and that saves a lot of money when you can go in-house. We also heard the residents and some of the concerns over at the municipal complex, and so we have budgeted shade structures to go over for the spray park and also for the playground area. We are very fortunate to receive a lot of grant funding. This is just for the 2024 year. Our American Rescue Recovery Act funds, this will be the last year that we give each of the five volunteer fire companies funding from that and 2 rescue squads. So each of the fire companies will receive an additional $83,558 or $585. The 2 rescue squads each will receive $92,745. And we're continuing on with the sanitary and the storm sewer improvements from the American Rescue Act. We still have some state grants. Bristol, Oxford Valley Road and Mill Creek Road will be getting an upgraded traffic signal. New Rogers Road and Otter Road for the preemption at the railroad station or the railroad tracks. New Falls and Newportville Road, new signal being worked on now. We have the multimodal transportation grant for the Randall Avenue Bridge when we finally decide what we're able to do for the Randall Avenue Bridge. Sam's working on the watershed restoration and protection program grant that she received for the township, and Tina Davis's office years ago got us a $1 million allocation for the construction of the new senior center and for the career fire station. And we just got the information of the RDA grants that we were awarded, so we were awarded $540,000. The part 2 for the traffic signal for Newportville and New Falls Road is because the bids came in increased pricing, so we asked for more money for that. We have the 5-year contract for the police body cams and car cameras, so they're paying for that. The traffic signal indication upgrades are the traffic signals that have that left blinking arrow where you can turn left, so it speeds up traffic along. Mill Creek and Edgeley Road improvements, we're going to actually align that intersection so that it's not offset anymore. And then for our career department, and then the fire companies will each receive $20,000 apiece, and so will Levittown Fairless Hills Rescue Squad. And quickly highlighting the Liquid Fuels Fund. We have a very healthy reserve in that fund, so we're able to buy all the equipment that we need, a dump truck, a couple 550s, a 350, a new cat backhoe. We'll still be doing our curb replacement and our road paving. We have budgeted, snow and ice removal and storm drain and road repairs that, again, our public works staff is, excelling on major areas. Places that have flooded for years, we're getting compliments from the residents that now it's no longer a flood area. Our recreation fund highlights, the budget increased a little bit because we're increasing our concerts, so we have 5 concerts planned out. We're continuing our summer camp program. We are adding a event, Touch a Truck event. They do a Halloween movie night, National Night Out, our holiday parade, and our tree lighting. And I've received so many compliments in our Park and Rec department. So the wastewater treatment plant should be completed by April 2024. We had a snag in one of the chemical feed building. But right now and for the past 6 months, we've been meeting all of our expanded permit requirements. So by the end of March, we'll be able to ask for a release of the consent decree and see no issues with that going through. We're installing backup generators at all of our pump stations in floodplain areas, which we learned from the 2021 major storms. And we have completed for our sanitary sewer piping, televising and cleaning, we spent almost $500,000. And for slip lining, we spent over $1 million. And for replacement, we spent over $1 million. And it's working. We'll also be starting to address fats, oil, and grease, a fog ordinance. We have a bunch of restaurants that we need to stop putting grease into our sanitary sewers. Our refuse fund, we just awarded a new contract with Waste Management. The postcards went out for the Christmas tree collection. We have 2 cleanup days. And this year, for next year and the contract life, we're changing the bulk to once a week pickup, and it must be scheduled. Once a month pickup, sorry, thank you. And collection days for Croydon are moving to Wednesday, and for these sections in Levittown, which is Blue Ridge, Golden Ridge, Green Lynn, Indian Creek, Orangewood, Violetwood, Whitewood, and Yellowwood, they're moving to Friday. And anybody that was affected received a door knocker. And everything is going well, but we still have the unfunded liabilities. We do have a very healthy reserve fund, and then the unfunded liabilities mainly is in the post-employment health care. We pay more for our retired police officers' health care than we pay for our current enrollment in police department. And that is all I have. If you have any questions, I'd like to thank, staff and all of our consultants and, council. I really enjoy working here.
We thank you for a great job of keeping it going. Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance of the Township, Bristol, repealing an annual per capita tax on residents.
Yep. Yeah, we can, this will be our first public hearing of the evening. As you said, this is for the repeal of the per capita tax. The exhibit we have is the posting, or excuse me, not the posting, the advertisement with the newspaper. Generally, it's pretty simple. We're repealing the per capita tax charged by Bristol Township.
Right.
At this time, if there's any comment from the public.
About repealing it, that $10 head tax that you pay when it comes in sometime like March or April. May, thank you, and it's like, that's gone. So just a little information, when you would send that into Berkheimer, $5 came into the township, $5 went to the school. We talked to the school district, Jim Morgan and his team, and they agreed to repeal it too. So that's, we call it a nuisance tax. What we're about to do is get rid of it. Okay. We need a motion?
Well, at this time, with no other comment, we can close the public hearing, and a motion is in order.
Okay. Close it down.
Hearing's closed. Back to you.
All right.
I'll make
We need
that
a motion.
We all want to make that motion.
How about,
All of
we'll
us
make that
want to make
motion to
this.
get
Put
rid of
everybody's
that
names
Well,
down.
second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No, thank you.
Shocking.
Next, we have an application of Gary DeVito Esquire and Richard DeMarco Esquire, 2005 Market Street, 164, Philly, PA, requesting a zoning change from MS Municipal Services and PM Park Municipal to C Commercial for a property located at 2501 Bath Road, Bristol Township, partial 52979 and 525-100. An ordinance amending the code of the Township of Bristol, Chapter 205 zoning and the Bristol Township zoning map by the rezoning of partials 525-79 and 529-100 to C Commercial District. Hello, good to see you.
Turn this, there we go. Good to see you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Richard DeMarco, here to present. Yeah, we're here for the rezoning and the conditional use for the 3 billboards on the property in which we are currently sitting in. It's a unique public-private partnership. My presentation goes to both items, so I can be brief and to the point. It's not often I get to be involved with something where the township is going to be the landlord. Obviously, we're excited about it. There's going to be revenue to the township from this. The area to be rezoned is a 75-foot wide swath of land against I-95. It's actually 75 feet wide. It's only limited in order to support the 3 billboards, 2 of which are digital, 1 will be static. Revenue from each of them, a portion is given to the township. There'll be public messaging along with the billboards, and they face towards the highway. There's the positioning of the 2 of the billboards will be in the wooded area, which will obscure it from view. The only billboard that is visible, you can just cycle through, I'm sorry. Yeah, leave it all right there would be great. So you can see the only billboard that's going to be visible is the first one, which is intended to be the only static billboard. And the illumination is external, but it will face towards the highway. It's meant for just the motorists to see it. It will be fully engineered according to PennDOT requirements. It will have to meet all PennDOT requirements. We don't expect any impact on the view of any of the neighbors, and like I said, even the first billboard, just some of the recreational fields might see the structure, but not the signs themselves. They face the highway. And we were here previously before your zoning board, unanimous approval. I met only one resident showed up, a nice couple. I explained the case to them. They left before the hearing even started. So there was no opposition. We did all the written letters to all the neighbors, and only that one couple was here, and they were fine with it. So really, that's it. Our engineer is here.
We're good.
Very
Thank you.
well.
We need a motion on that?
So,
Make that motion.
real quick.
I'll second.
Ahead,
We
hearing.
will need two
Yes,
motions.
that's
There's two
right.
separate-
Correct, thank you, I
The
forget.
first motion we'll need is to approve the zoning change.
Correct.
And then after that, we'll have the motion on the conditional use application, so.
Okay,
the
I'll
only
make the
other-
motion for the zoning change.
I'll
correct.
second it.
So we have a motion by Patrick Antonello, second by Sidney Murphy on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next moving on agenda, we have an application. Oh,
Yeah, so, yep, you continue.
same thing.
Same thing, same people. This
Yeah.
one would just be for the conditional use.
Right.
Same presentation.
All
Right.
right, good.
So we have an application, for the record, of Pacific Outdoor Advertising LLC, 23 One Need Drive, Linwood, New Jersey, requesting conditional use approval in order to erect 3 billboards advertising signs on a property located at 2501 Bath Road, Bristol, tax parcel number 5-29-79 and 5-25-100. We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Joe Glasson,
I'll second it.
second by Marcia Brown,
Marcia's done.
Marcia Dunlap.
Is it Monahan?
way
I
back.
thought it was
You go-
Monahan.
You going way big.
I told you, I took that allergy pill. Just messes me up. All right, on the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you. It's a
Appreciate it.
pleasure. It's a pleasure. Nice to see
Good luck.
everybody.
Get her
Thanks so
going.
much. Happy holidays, Merry
Yes.
Christmas, all
And
that good stuff.
don't forget
Same to you,
to
sir.
look out for our local vendors in the area.
Of course.
Thank
I'll-
you.
I'll convey
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Thanks so much.
Isn't that a restaurant, Marcia Brown's?
is. It
Yeah. all right, so-
Good food.
That's,
Was,
I used to know her
Used
as
to
that.
be,
just-
you're right, yeah.
All right, next we have application of Crane Outdoor Advertising requesting zoning change from R2 residential to C commercial in order to have a billboard sign on a property owned by Amtrak located on Bristol Pike, tax parcel number 5-008-144, and an ordinance amending the code of the Township of Bristol, Chapter 205 zoning, and the Bristol Township zoning map by the rezoning of partial 05-008-144 in a commercial district. Hello, great to see you.
That's nice to hear coming from you, Chairman. Good evening, everyone. My name is Pamela Tobin. I'm with Kaplan Stewart, and I represent Crane Outdoor Advertising. I will try to be almost as quick as the last gentleman.
So, and before you even get into the woods, their billboards are already there. Am I correct?
That's correct.
So this is more of a housekeeping situation because it's residential or commercial.
I think that's right. It's
Okay.
housekeeping.
Okay.
So we have on, let me just say that I also have here Hillary Crane, who is the president of the company, and her son, who is also involved in the company, Grant Ihorn. Crane Outdoor Advertising owns a sign that's on the federal right-of-way, Amtrak's right-of-way. So you can see on that parcel map the railroad tracks, and then in red is this little section of a parcel that's owned by Amtrak, and it's sandwiched between Bristol Pike and the railroad tracks. And that entire parcel, if we move to the next slide, now you can see it as an aerial. You see the tracks to the south, Bristol Pike to the north, and then that little area
The triangular shaped stretch, right? Got it.
is zoned R3 residential, and then the rest of that parcel that Amtrak owns is actually split zoned. We had applied to PennDOT for a permit to have the sign there, and they said no because it's zoned residential 3. We said, what if we tried to get the zoning change? And they said, yes, we'll give you the permit in that case. So they're waiting for the permit change. Amtrak's in favor of the permit change. They said they've tried to do that in the past. We took it to the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission noticed or observed that it was compatible with the surrounding land use, the zoning change, and that the that there wasn't anything you could really develop on that property as it is. So it's really, as Mr. Bowen so aptly said, a housekeeping matter. So on conclusion, we respectfully request that you change the zoning of that eastern portion of the parcel that's owned by Amtrak from R3 to commercial.
We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mary Ann Wagner,
Second.
second
ahead.
by who? Pat Antonello on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Great to see you
Thank you
again.
very much. Great to see you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next, we have an ordinance amending the code of the Township of Bristol concerning the levy and payment of certain fees. Ms. who wants to, you want to, I know what it's about, but,
I can take it.
okay.
You want it?
Which one you go, get it. You go, I'll do the next ones.
So,
The
our,
housekeeping
this is
again.
another housekeeping item. We have a lot of licenses and permit applications and our fire inspections, and they're due at all different variations, some in January, some in March, some in October. So we're just cleaning this up to make all of the renewals to be due, or to go out in January to be due, and then also the fire inspections, the fees to be due at the time of the fire inspection, rather than at a certain time at the end of the year.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy. Second by
Mary Ann?
Mary Ann Wagner. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. An ordinance amending the code of the Township Bristol, Chapter 201, zoning, creating a recovery use house.
I'll take this one.
Thank you.
So, again, we have here another public hearing. This was properly advertised. This is an amendment to the zoning ordinance. It was submitted to with the Planning Commission and the Bucks County Planning Commission. They came back with, obviously, the recommendations of just be careful, know the laws, as we are dealing with issues involving the fair housing amendments. This again, is actually another housekeeping item. The recovery house use was sort of embedded within the group home use. So what we did is we split the recovery home use out because it was creating confusion with regards to locations and types and some of the regulations. So this will provide some clarity and will be a better way to move forward. We've noticed some problems. The planning department specifically noticed some problems in the last few months with how people have been coming in, and it's created some issues, and this will be clarity and better protect the township.
Thank you. So we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
I'll second it, Craig.
Second by Joe Glasson on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance of Township of Bristol vacating a portion of 7th Avenue between Haynes Road and Kenwood Drive South, a paper street in the township.
Yes, so we're going to open the public hearing for this, and we're going to ask for a continuance on the matter. The applicant has requested a continuance. This is related to the development at 1502 Haynes Road. There was a discrepancy between the plan maps and the actual deed legal descriptions for where this 7th Avenue paper street was. It created some boundary issues with their property. They're going to work it out with the neighbors just so they can still work with their plans. So they've asked for a continuance to a date certain of January 18th, 2024.
So
Okay.
we'll need a motion to table.
I'll make that
Continue.
motion.
Continue.
Whoever.
Yes.
We need a motion to continue.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Joe Glasson, second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
You could continue to a date certain of January 18th, our next council meeting, so that it doesn't have to be re-advertised.
Okay.
So moved as far as my
There
motion.
you go.
So we need to,
Do we need to
Motion to continue.
It was said.
Yeah.
If you were following what I was saying, that yes, that was said, yeah.
Okay.
January 18th,
Thank you.
2024.
by then? Okay.
sorry to move so fast. Thank you. Got that? Okay. Next, we move to the consent agenda. Consider approval of voucher list requisitions dated December 21, 2023, the amount of $3,686,414.49. Consider approval of November 9, 2023 council meeting minutes. And last, consider resolution for an official sewage facility plan and module for Broadway Avenue and Miles Street subdivision. We need a motion on the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy. Second by Mary Ann Wagner. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Report, Township Manager, Miss Randy Elton.
I have nothing else, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Report from Scott Hobart.
Nothing else. We just want to wish everyone a happy holiday, happy new year. Thank you for another wonderful year.
Thank you. Next, we move to new business. We have revision to approval resolution of the County of Bucks 55 East Court Street, Doylestown, PA for preliminary final land development approval in order to construct a new government service center on the property located at 7321 and 7325 New Falls Road, Levittown.
Yeah, earlier this year, you conditionally approved the land development application of the Bucks County regarding this project. There was some further discussion between the board, staff, the county with regards to waivers relating to the road, sidewalks along the northern portions of Worcester Road and Woodburn Road. After further review, it looked like they were not needed, so the idea is here, grant the additional waivers that those sidewalks don't need to be constructed. We just need a motion to approve the revised resolution.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
ahead.
Was there a traffic study ever done for this project? Okay, so you have it in hand? Like, I never saw it, so.
It went to Matt Johnson, our traffic engineer, so we can.
Gilmore went to our traffic engineers, okay. Did
Yeah.
they issue a report to us? Because I haven't seen it.
Well, no, I don't think that they've issued a report. They've issued a revised review letter.
A review letter, yeah.
That went to Gilmore. Is that correct?
That went to Gilmore.
No, it doesn't go to Gilmore.
Just goes to our traffic studies.
Yeah, come on up.
Hey, come on, Dan.
Hey, everybody, Dan Greaser, I'm a deputy, it's on, yep. Deputy County Solicitor for Bucks. We have started the traffic study. We've got it in process. We got the initial report back, and we're looking at some additional findings that they had and working through that right now, so.
Yeah, their traffic engineer and our traffic engineer are working together.
All right, so it's moving forward.
Yeah, we've already allotted funds for it, it's occurring, yeah.
Good. That answers my question.
great.
Yeah, I just
Thank
want to
you.
know where we stood with that.
So
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I have nothing.
No, so by revising this, I see there's a tax increase at the county, that'll be eliminated?
I don't have any control over that, no, so.
All right,
That's some,
I had to
I'll tell
ask.
Margie.
I understand it's six.
That medication, man.
All right, we'll make a motion later for that.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
It's too bad we couldn't offset that with more than our $10, because I understand it's some $60-some
Yeah.
per person,
Yeah,
per
average.
capita, right?
Yes,
Yes,
correct, Pat.
okay.
All right, so where were we at there? Okay, so we need a motion on that. We made the motion.
And then I
Right, we had a question. All right, all in favor?
I'll second it first.
Well, Mary Ann was first. Let me just be clear. Mary Ann was first.
I'll second.
Joe was second. Okay, on the motion, is there any questions? Okay, no questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan,
All right,
appreciate it.
Dan, thanks for coming out. Okay. Application of Robert Marquez, 261 Lower Morrisville Road, Fawsington, PA, requesting preliminary final subdivision approval in order to create 2 lots on a property located at 1144 Greb Avenue, Bristol Tax Parcel 574-258, in a R2 residential zone district. Hi, Bryce.
Good evening, Council. Bryce McGuigan from Begley Carlin, here on behalf of Bob Marquis. Thank you so much for having us. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas. So we're here for the property located at 1144 Grebe Avenue. We're requesting a preliminary and final subdivision approval to create 1 additional lot on the parcel. Essentially, very briefly, right now you have a vacant portion of the lot that is fenced off from the rest. It looks like it's its own parcel, so we're creating it as its own parcel. There's going to be a building envelope there fully compliant with the zoning ordinance. We did need some zoning relief related to a few existing conditions on the parcel, which we received earlier this year. We also received recommended approval from the Planning Commission earlier this month. We're asking for a total of 9 waivers related to this project where there is no development that's proposed or no improvements as of right now. So all of these waivers relate to existing conditions and a waiver to provide certain plan details that, again, The reason being is there's no improvements proposed, and there's hardly any engineering involved in the project as we
Is
sit
it
here.
pretty much a lot line change when I was looking at it?
It's creating a new lot line right in the middle, pretty much right where the fence is that's currently existing. So that's why we're here requesting preliminary and final. I'm more than happy to go through the waivers, and I have Bob in the audience as well, and we can answer any questions that council may have.
Kurt, you have any input?
No, I just would like to point out that this is probably the first application. We had a lot of discussions, and we had a lot of discussions with Planning Commission regarding minor subdivisions to create two lots, particularly ones that have an existing home on the lot, and there will be a new lot created that would be a vacant lot. So typically, traditionally, you've seen improvements shown on the proposed new lot. And in instances like this where the applicant has no desire to construct on that lot, you know, we're recommending that Planning Commission and Council would approve these types of projects under these circumstances without the need to show those improvements. The future buyer, if it were to get sold, would have to do the same improvements.
Right.
It would just be done at that time.
Roger that, Rhodey. Thank you. Thank you for that information.
Is
So
there
we
any
need a
tax,
motion.
could I ask, is there any tax implication in that situation? How does that work at that point? Is that going to be titled as a second lot?
So yes, it'll be a second lot. There will be a second assessment. It's a vacant lot, so
Right.
there will be no improvement assessment, but depending on, I can't say, I don't know how the county does its assessments, but there could be actually a little bit of revenue. There could be like a nominal revenue increase, because I don't believe it would necessarily, the land splitting.
So
would just
what you're
divide it.
telling us, that $60 increase that the county's proposing will not help?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
I'll second it.
Second by Joe Glassen. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you again. Good luck.
Take care, everyone.
Holidays, Mr. McGuigan.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Next, we have a resolution adopting the 2024 township budget and setting forth millage rates, streetlights, and refuge fees to fund said adopted budget. It's pretty much what Randy Elton went over. We just need a formal motion on it.
Nothing is increasing, everything is staying the same.
Yay, I'll make that motion.
I'll
Motion by-
second.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I know we got a motion by Sidney Murphy. Who's the other one?
Marcia.
I think 3 others.
No. Wait a minute. Ray.
I heard Ray's voice, so.
Ray,
Everyone.
how's it going down there? Good, good, thanks, good. All right, good. Ray, thank you. All right, so we have a motion by Ray Blaylock. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a tenant agreement for new collective bargaining agreement between the Township of Bristol and Transport Workers Union Local 282 Roads and Public Property Employees. That'll be you.
Thank you, yes. Correct. So we had 3 contracts up this year with Public Works, municipal employees, and our crossing guards. We are very fortunate to have the staff that we have.
Yeah, we are.
Our staff has been, especially with Public Works, you know, I could be a little biased. They also could be sitting out in the audience. But we have a great staff led by Charlie Durnley in Public Works. Has turned this department around. Just, you know, it's just a respect thing. Everybody's respecting each other. It's a great crew that likes to work together. They work hard. You know, it's work hard, play hard, and you know, I hope this crew stays together for a long time. Very proud of them. So we did a salary survey a couple years ago, if you recall. We were grossly underpaying our staff. Understand from where we came from in 2012, where we didn't have the funding. And now we have excess funding, we have reserves, and we are continuing to have increase in surpluses. So we just want to be comparable, and that's what we're bringing up the Public Works to, is being comparable. They work really, really hard. They do a lot of the projects, a lot of the in-house projects. Basically, what we're saving for them doing it in-house is paying for the contract. So it's a proposal of 3 years with a $5 increase for the first year and then 2% increases for the next 2 years.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy,
I'll second it, Craig.
second by Joe Glassman on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
you.
Congratulations,
Thanks, guys.
fellows. Thank you for coming out. It's good to see you guys,
So
behind
we
the
can
scenes.
have-
Happy holidays, Merry
we-
Christmas.
Yeah, so we
And
can
thanks
put,
for all you guys do.
we can put one person on the spot. Robbie, you want to come up and be the leader?
Nah, come on.
Do it.
Well,
Why don't you, listen,
from,
so people can see it, so the residents and the business community see it at home, just all come up for a second. Really?
Take a
You guys
picture.
work your
yes.
totes off,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? It's good to see you guys. Thank you for everything you do. Little Bill.
Thank you.
He's down there keeping the machines going. The rest of the guys are out keeping the storm drains, the trees, I mean, you name it, it doesn't matter, snow, wind, rain, these guys are out there. We really thank you. And I'm a resident and I thank for everything you guys do. I see it. And I know what it's like back in the day, what you do, the physical labor, it's not easy. And I really, and the conditions are tough at times.
So this crew is going to be the ones installing all of the softball and the curbing and the ADA ramps in all of our parks. Pays for the contract alone.
Wow. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
And now you'll be collecting the trash from those
In the parks.
facilities, so
Yeah.
go faster.
Yeah.
No, I kid. I'm
Thank you again,
nothing
guys.
but appreciative
I
of
wanted
the work
everybody
you
to
guys
see,
do.
Behind the scenes. People don't see, they see in the trucks, but it's good to see you guys coming out here. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for coming out tonight. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Next, we have a tentative agreement for a new collective bargaining agreement between the Township of Bristol and Transport Workers Union and Local 282, municipal employees.
Right, so this is a different contract this is our municipal employees, and we set aside a separate chapter for our firefighters. Again, just trying to keep in line with the rest of the surrounding areas. So this is a proposal of 5% increase for the next 4 years. I didn't say it with the Public Works, but we're also trying to change the culture here where one union doesn't have more than a different union. So we're bringing up the dental plan and the sick hours accrued so that everybody in the township is matching.
Wonderful.
Good.
And it
Great
doesn't-
work to
it's
achieve it.
not- Yes, it is the way it should be, and the cost is so minimal.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello,
I'm going to second it.
second by Marcia Dunlap on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a tentative agreement for a new collective bargaining agreement between the Township of Bristol and Transport Workers Union 282 crossing guards.
And this is a 4-year contract with 5% increases for the 4 years and increasing their longevity from $15 to $20 a year.
We need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mary Ann Wagner.
I'll second it.
Second by Joe Glassen. On the motions or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a township manager employment agreement. So this is Randy Elton's, her contract is up, and this is a new contract. We need a motion for that, for the next 4 years. Motion by Mary Ann Wagner,
I'll second that.
second by Cindy Murphy on the
And I'd just like to say that we've watched you grow and take command of this position in such a way that I couldn't be prouder of where you are right now, and this is a well-deserved contract.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
So we need a motion?
We did that.
We
Yeah.
did that. I just opened my mouth as usual.
And me, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. It's okay.
Sorry, them allergy
Waiting for an
pills.
all in favor.
All in favor.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. I'm sorry, it's a lot of motions up here tonight. I feel like I'm going to get seasick.
This
here
is
with
a
all these
motion
motions.
also.
Request for proposal for 2024 snow removal plowing services.
Do we have snow anymore?
No,
Yeah, right, what's that? Hopefully
Hopefully not.
I love global warming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Global warming.
We're-
Climate change.
Yes, we're
Yep.
looking for one big snowstorm at the end of the season, that's it. Let the kids be happy. So we put out a request for proposal. We received 3 proposals back: area enclosures, effluent retrieval, and A. Brooks Construction. As we do every year, we put forth the recommendation for all of them, just in case all are needed. And it'll be at the discretion of our Public Works Director, Charlie.
Okay,
Great. Wait a minute. Effluent retrieval, really?
We take all proposals.
We need a motion.
At this current time, we do.
I'll make the motion. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Who do we got?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Joe Glassen.
I'll second.
Second by Cindy Murphy on the motion. Any questions? All in favor?
I'll be voting no.
Okay. Oh, you want to vote? Okay.
Thank you.
So, all right, Pat's vote no. Everybody else is in favor?
Aye, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. We'll move on. Request for proposal for 2024 tree trimming and removal services.
We received 2, after advertised bid, we received 2 proposals, same 2 people that have used the services last year, for Shades of Green and for Rick's Tree Service. And the recommendation, as we did last year, is to split up the township, very big township, so recommendation is for both to be awarded.
We need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy. Second by Mary Ann Wagner. On the motions or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have establishment of 2024 council meeting dates and times. It's on the bottom there.
Yes, it's very, very simple. There's no changes in any of the meeting dates. It's the 3rd Thursday of every month. Reorganization meeting will be Tuesday, January 2nd, at 6 p.m.
Good to know.
All right, motion by Mary Ann Wagner. Second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motions or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Establish of 2024 Planning Commission, Environmental Advisory Committee, Zoning Board, and Civil Service Commission meeting dates and times.
There are only a few changes for the Planning Commission, the one in January and the one in November, since both of the first Tuesdays are holidays. Other than that, the Civil Service Commission today voted to approve the meetings as needed, but to start at 4 p.m. So other than that, we will, once the motion is made to approve these meeting dates, we'll get them in the paper for advertisement.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mary Ann Wagner.
I'll second it.
Second by Ray Blaylock. On the motions or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have appointment to the advisory committee, Dr. Zach Kaloff. Khalif, thank you. M. Williams, and we'll put them together, and Dr. David Hawk. We need a motion to appoint.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
Second it, Chris.
Second by Joe Glassen. On the motions or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. And we just move on to other business. Any other business?
I did, well, one thing I wanted to say, thank you very much, Council, for your vote of confidence, and I appreciate it. The Randall Avenue Bridge, we did not give an update. There's not much more to update other than we have been working with Amtrak. We had a conference call with them a couple weeks ago. A lot of people on the phone. We do have a contractor that's interested, as Kurt Schroeder had mentioned last month, and we are getting a date for a town hall meeting. That once we get it, the town hall meeting date, we'll send out to the affected residents. Didn't give it. I should have given that an update.
Next is any comments from council members?
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Next, we have opportunity residents to address council. First one is, I know I'll mess it up, but Edward Pritchell? Okay. 43 Deep Green Lane, Levittown.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is an ongoing problem that's been going on for over 5 months. I was here in July with the problem with the animal control and your dog waste people not picking it up down Haynes Road and stuff. It's now to the point where November of this month, and I actually text messaged to Randy, where you had dead rats laying on the public walkway. Nothing's been done since. I haven't gotten, I haven't,
Excuse me, rats?
yes, I have the pictures right here if you want to see them.
Now, you can email those photos if you'd like.
Because matter of fact, let's see.
How many rats? Don't waste your time looking for a photo. You have a prescribed amount of time to speak.
Right, yeah, and like it says, and we also contacted the health department on this. Your health department got back saying that, feces from the dog waste can cause infestation of this problem. It's also, the school is right down the street from where this rat was found. So my question is, I'm also incurring vet bills and stuff because, of course, my dog keeps getting infections in his paws and stuff like that, people not picking up their dog waste and things. I've asked for your animal control officer to be here to address this to them, to find out why it's not being enforced. These are township ordinances that should be enforced, and they're not. I shouldn't be paying every few months to go to the vet to have my dog paws looked at and pay for medication because state law and your township ordinance isn't being enforced.
So you want it enforced is what you're asking for?
Basically, yeah. I mean, there's signs up.
Right.
I mean,
We'll take and see what we can do.
it's just that it's incurring a cost on me that I shouldn't be incurring because this is public property and it should be maintained and it should be everybody's responsibility to pick up after their dog.
Right.
It is, but.
We all agree.
There's not, if they're not witnessed, how do you give a citation, who are we giving citations to if it's not witnessed? Like, how do you want it enforced if the animal control officer or an officer or a code enforcement officer, because any one of them can write a citation, how are we supposed to enforce it if we don't see it happen?
The problem is it's a public property though. And what you're doing is even in your,
It's right away, it's not public property. You're talking about the right of way on Haynes Road.
right, which
That's
is,
not public property.
that's owned by the township. You have your bike path that goes all the way through to Route 13.
I guess we could put fences up and shut it down so
I
nobody
mean,
goes on it.
it's not that, it's just that it's an ordinance in the town, you've got signs up, and it's not being enforced.
Let me ask you something.
Made the point.
How do you enforce it? You
wait a minute.
increase your patrols, you have your patrols, you have your policemen and things. I mean, if they witness it, enforce it, that's all I'm asking.
With that, they see it,
And-
enforce it.
Well, I
and
don't
things.
think there's any doubt that if it was witnessed, it would be enforced. But with all due respect, sir, we have one animal control officer. We manage a large township of over 50,000 people. We take a lot of care and make considered decisions with everything we do. It's not something that we dismiss or don't take as seriously, because we certainly do. The thing that concerns me is, because I'm a dog owner and a dog lover and who's grown up with dogs, as are many of my peers on council and people that work in this building. Now, if I thought that walking my dog at a particular location was causing it to be ill, to cause me to have extra vet bills, if I thought walking my dog in that location was creating this problem, you know what I would do? Any idea what I would do?
Walk your dog in a different location, but
That's correct.
But your
No,
problem
wait a
is
minute.
this
No,
is-
no, I'm not finished. You wait.
Go ahead. I'll sit here and
Here's
wait.
the thing.
We had a heated discussion last time in July over this issue, but go ahead.
I agree 100%, because the concern, what you're asking the taxpayers of the township to do
Is
what
make this
you're
man
basic-
do his job.
What you're he does his job, sir. And it includes a lot more than standing at a particular pathway waiting for a dog to take a crap and watch the person not pick it up so he can write a citation. Is that's what you want our animal control officer to do? Not take care of the deer that was hit on the road, the dog that's bitten someone, and a laundry list of other issues that he has to contend with on a daily basis. You would have him spying on folks who don't pick up dog crap. And that's not what the taxpayers of Bristol Township want that gentleman to be doing on a daily basis. It's just not. At this point, come in here every month if you want. We'll be delighted to host you here. Each time you come in here, it will be more ridiculous than the last.
It's
Okay?
ridiculous.
And
the
that's
point
it.
is that
With
the
all
man-
due respect.
Mr. Petrol, I explained how you can handle the situation. You can ask for a meeting. It doesn't, you need to be speaking to the police department, not to council.
But the problem is it's an ordinance, it's a township ordinance that's not being enforced. So the police.
But I saw the email for you to set up a meeting with her police department and her dog catcher. I really don't know why you're here, because they're the ones that can handle it, not us. I'm not gonna go out and,
We can make them aware, and
yes,
then,
well, but there is a meeting,
that's all we can do.
right? So hopefully you get together with the police, with the chief and the dog catcher and try and work something out.
Okay.
All right?
Understand, have them understand your concerns and have them explain to you what their concerns are or what he does all day.
Next we have John, I'm sorry, I'm gonna screw that, is it Lighting? What is it? Oh, come on, yeah. How you doing, John?
Good. I'm here for the trash. I don't know if I missed the
Yep.
if I missed the boat on the trash.
Yeah, you did.
I totally missed it.
Yeah, but
So
what's your
there's no point?
concerns?
Well, my concern is there a way to opt out of it
Out of your
and
trash?
deal with our own trash? Yes. Like not everybody, just certain people.
Well, you can still get your own trash at $350 a year. It's like, I forget the monthly
luck.
fee.
I know it's not-
It's minimal.
I know
So
it
if you
is.
need more trash than that, I'm sure you could go hire your own.
Right. Oh yeah,
Trash
absolutely.
vendor.
But my concern is that after the 5 years, it's going to go up. I've seen other townships where it's almost doubled. No, I agree, but I just don't like the whole socialized trash.
Hold
That's
on.
just me. I'm not
No,
complaining.
no, no,
I'm
no.
not
Hold
trying
on.
to start an argument.
So Ben Salem has their own trash. Ben Salem
The
municipality
residents pay for the
have
trash.
their own trash, right? They pay for it.
Right.
Have to
It's
contract
terrible.
individually.
You got trucks all day long. Trash is out because everybody's schedule's different. They have their own trash cans. If you ever drive through some, trash is up. It's out all the time. So, listen, the reality is we'd rather not be involved because we won't have no complaints.
I
It's a
agree.
lot of work.
I agree.
But I think overall, when we went to the toters 6 years ago with their tote and the trash, it's so much better on trash day. It looks better, the township.
Clean.
I mean, I was up in Langhorne Bower a year ago. It was terrible. Trash was out. There's trash out in the road. There's bags. It was terrible.
I'll just think because there are some people that barely have any trash, and there's people that have a lot of trash, and it just seems like the people that don't have as much trash or gets rid of their own trash is paying for other people's trash. I'm just saying. I know it's not a lot of money, but to
No.
some people it is.
Well,
Like do apartments pay into
our
the
contract,
trash?
did you see Bristol Bower's
Contract isn't a
contract?
lot of money, but if you
Yeah,
go out
that's
individually, it's gonna
$700
be a
a
lot more
70%,
money.
I believe it
We're
is.
$730 for a year.
yeah.
We're $350.
No, I'm not knocking the price. I'm just
Right.
trying to get out of the to do my own trash. That'll never happen.
Not in Bristol Township. Perhaps if
How do apartments deal with it?
they have to, yeah, they contract.
Consider commercial the whole bill. Okay, got it.
You won't want that fee.
No, I wouldn't want a dumpster in my house. I don't.
It's $150 a month.
Right. Well, I had a place down in Virginia, and they had where you took your trash in. They had dump stations.
Yeah.
Super clean operation. So I don't know if it's something you guys want to get into.
No.
In the
Negative.
trash
You remember,
business.
the cost of that $350 covers the cans you get, the pickup you need, the bulk once a month, and the cost to get rid of it, because Waste Management pays that fee.
You
So
mean
they have
for the
to,
trash can?
Waste Management pays a tip, they have to go pay a fee to where they dump it.
Oh, yeah,
And,
absolutely.
then there's the recycling as well. So that's all wrapped up into that fee. That's why I say,
It's not a big deal. I mean, you break it down, it's $7. I'm not saying it's
Right.
a horrible deal, and you guys have worked a wonderful contract, in my opinion.
And what, you won't get it no cheaper.
No, you're not gonna get it cheaper, and, you're limited to bulk days. I don't do any bulk, so it really doesn't affect me.
well, it's
I'll bulk it, I'll take it right to the.
never
to the
been
landfill.
limited before, but in a way to save cost for the taxpayer, how often does somebody really have a bulk item? So now they have once a month, we'll pick up your bulk item.
Or charge them for the bulk item because, like, you bought your new couch.
Well,
it's $25 to get rid of it.
It's,
You know what I mean? Like,
we
it really should.
really should be charging everybody to get rid of the bulk item, but we're not. We're covering that too, because we can right now. But that's not to say that down the road someday,
5 years.
that will be a thing. Well, when this contract runs out, everything gets reevaluated, just like this one did.
And honestly, if there was an area that we could have a landfill or we could be in the trash business,
We
I think
would.
everybody on council
would
would
vote.
agree.
What about an indoor facility at the FDR?
We don't own that property.
You don't own FDR property?
School township.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, no. I'm just here, I was just trying to wiggle out of the bill, that's all.
Waste Management already runs an indoor trash burning facility. Well, it's Wheelabrator.
I'm not talking about burning, no.
Yeah, well, what else would an indoor facility do?
There'd be dumpsters, and it would be sorted out. And
In
people
and
would charge
out.
$5 a
Well, we already have
however you structure it.
We already have a recycling, like Waste Management. We have single stream recycling, so it gets sorted when it gets taken to where it goes. But
Well,
trash can be burned, so
Yeah, but you
there
wouldn't
is.
you wouldn't want to do it here.
Nobody
of
wants a
course.
trash burner
No,
right
that's
here.
what I'm
As a
saying.
matter of fact, Wheelabrator, when that was built, there was a lot of protests, a lot of picketing.
Oh, wow, that's
Unions wanted to build it. People who live here didn't want it in the air. They
Anyway,
built it.
I just figured I'd try to get out of the.
Thanks for
the
your
bill.
input.
It would help, when you pay your mortgage, everything's rolled in and it looks like it's in the taxes and it's not.
Well, just
Now,
remember,
this is a fee
Your-
included with your
Your
tax.
mortgage payment does go up.
your county taxes are going up.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah. So
Another
when you,
meeting.
when you pay that tax, or the mortgage,
Well, it's still going up. Yeah.
or the mortgage company goes, hey, we got to adjust your escrow, and you go,
They
well,
did?
why? And because of the township tax, because it's
Yeah.
coming in.
It'll go up
It's
every
not-
year, trust me.
Oh, it
Just
has,
everybody-
$100
It's not
every
the
single
township
year.
and it's not the
18
school
years now.
district.
Listen, you know what I did years and years ago? You don't have to escrow. You know that, right, in Pennsylvania?
How do you get out of escrow?
Oh, you just
You
tell
pay it
them-
off.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do it.
All
That's
right.
your money.
Yeah, we
right,
can do this
anyway,
later.
thank you.
All right,
Could
thank
stay
you.
later. I'll
On that
explain to
note,
you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody, and happy holidays, all that neat stuff. Thank you for tuning in, and we need a motion to adjourn.
Let's do it.
All in favor to adjourn this meeting? Aye. Thank you so much, everybody.